Good evening and welcome to the first episode of LTV News for 2025. We're thrilled to kick off the semester with you and can't wait to share everything happening on and off campus. We have the latest updates and stories that matter to our community.
On today's show, you'll get a personal look into the lives of some LaSalle students, and we'll find out why there seem to be some very young lawyers on campus. And there's another crossover segment from Exploring Politics. Get ready for LTV News.
Welcome to LTV News, where we bring you everything from 20th and Olney to Philadelphia and beyond. My name is Mike Adradis, and I'm excited to be back for another episode of LaSalle TV News as your co-host. We'll report all the latest from LaSalle, Philly, and the world. I can't wait to dive into these stories and updates that we have lined up for you.
And I'm Nathan Gray, your other co-host for LTV News, LaSalle TV's go-to source for all things LaSalle, Philadelphia, and beyond. We've got a lot to cover in the next half hour, so stick around for some fun and interesting stories you won't want to miss. Let's jump right in.
A sense of community is at the heart of Haley Doan's experience at LaSalle University, and it's why the junior from Enola, Pennsylvania, chose to pursue her education there enrolled in a LaSalle 5-year speech language pathology program. Doan will graduate with both a bachelor's and master's degree, all while thriving in a vibrant campus environment. She credits the university's welcoming atmosphere and opportunities for involvement as pivotal to her success. From leading the LaSalle Christian Fellowship Program, which has grown from a handful of members to nearly 30 students, to serving as an ambassador and participating in the Honors Council, Doan has embraced LaSalle's mission of connectivity and community. With supportive professors, hands-on learning, and a balance of academics and social life, Doan feels prepared for her future career leading others helping others communicate. LaSalle is just honestly a great community, she says, and I'm glad I have chosen it.
For Lawrence Manny, class of 2026, a political science and international relations major, LaSalle University's sense of community has been transformative. Originally from Sierra Leone, Manny moved to the U.S. in 2019 and was inspired to attend LaSalle by his high school teacher and alumnus, Joseph Rogers, class of 2018. Since enrolling, Manny has embraced campus life, serving as vice president of the Student Government Association, an RA, and an active member of multiple organizations. He credits LaSalle with helping him grow as a leader and improving his public speaking skills. After graduation, Manny plans to pursue a doctoral degree and return to Sierra Leone to better communities through politics. Grateful for the support he's received, Manny hopes to one day give back to future LaSalle students.
If you want to discover a new perspective or engage in meaningful discussions, the John Henry Newman Lecture Series is for you. This free event welcomes lifelong learners, high school students, and parents, and community members to explore thought-provoking topics presented by prominent academics, intellectuals, and civic leaders. The lecture begins at 6 p.m. in the Holroyd Hall atrium with light refreshments provided. If you're passionate about history, critical thinking, or engaging in a civil dialogue, don't miss this chance to expand your horizons and connect with others who share your curiosity.
On Friday, January 17th, LaSalle University hosted its annual Martin Luther King Day of Service, bringing together over 60 students, faculty, and staff to honor Dr. King's legacy through community engagement. Organized by the Office for Mission, Diversity, and Inclusion, volunteers participated in neighborhood cleanups and supported nonprofits like St. Joseph's House and Third Eternal Baptist Church. Event organizer Mustafa Ali said, quote, "Service aligns with LaSalle's mission of fostering social justice and community impact," end quote. The day began with volunteers gathering in the Union for assignments and t-shirts before heading out to their service locations. Junior student Serena Davis stated that Dr. King paved the way, but there's still work to do. Pastor Hopkins of Third Eternal Baptist Church added, quote, "Service leaves a lasting legacy for future generations," end quote.
Before we shift gears, we're bringing you some insight from Matthew Bera, a political science major from the class of 2028, on exploring politics. Matthew dives into President Trump's bold plans for acquiring Greenland and the Panama Canal, examining the strategic, historical, and political implications. Let's hear what Matthew has to say about these potential game-changing moves in American foreign policy.
Well, hello and welcome to the first official Exploring Politics segment of LTV News. My name is Matthew Bera. Well, Donald Trump is officially the 47th President of the United States. On Monday, January 20th, he took questions from the press and reiterated his plan to buy Greenland, something he's been suggesting throughout the past few months, along with the acquisition of the Panama Canal and potentially even Canada. Proponents argue that acquiring Greenland is strategically necessary for the U.S., allowing us to closely monitor foreign vessels and potential security threats in the Arctic. The island's location between North America and Europe makes it crucial for projecting American power as well as monitoring key routes, especially given Russia's increasing military buildup in the region. In addition to that, Greenland is home to one of the largest supplies of rare earth minerals. These can be used for a variety of technologies, including batteries, semiconductors, and in addition to that, it's home to the largest amount of untapped fossil fuel reserves, with an estimated total value of $4.4 trillion in mineral and energy assets. Now, some who are opposed to the idea have come out and said that President Trump doesn't have the power to purchase Greenland because of the fact that it isn't explicitly enumerated in the Constitution. But the same could be said for executive orders. They're not specifically enumerated in the Constitution, yet it's implied that the president has this power to fulfill his duties. FDR signed thousands of executive orders. And historically, presidents have interpreted Article 2 to give them the ability to purchase land, the most famous of which, of course, being Thomas Jefferson. And much like Thomas Jefferson, Donald Trump does have bold plans to expand the United States, even invoking manifest destiny at his inauguration on Monday, saying that, quote, "The United States will once again regard itself as a growing nation." But Greenland is, at the end of the day, a territory of Denmark. So how is Denmark responding to President Trump's plan? Well, one Danish politician told President Trump in European Parliament that, quote, "Greenland has been part of the Danish kingdom for 800 years, and that Greenland is, quote, not for sale." This led President Trump to respond and threaten significant tariffs on Danish goods if they choose not to come to the negotiating table. Now, in terms of history, the U.S. does have a significant history with Greenland, namely during World War II, when the U.S. established numerous military bases, weather stations, patrol operations, after Denmark had fallen to Nazi Germany. In fact, the U.S. became Greenland's primary protector in 1941, and large portions of Greenland were actually first discovered by American explorers. Now, other Danish politicians have suggested that the territorial acquisition of Greenland should be left up to the people of Greenland. So what do they think? Well, a poll conducted in 2019 found that the vast majority of people living in Greenland would rather be independent from Denmark. And one of the most recent polls that we have that was conducted by The Hill this month found that 57% of Greenlanders would be on board with joining the United States, although that was a small sample group. So this sentiment seems to be growing, especially after Donald Trump Jr.'s recent visit to Greenland, where he sort of distributed MAGA hats and spoke about Greenland's potential as part of America. But it doesn't stop with Greenland. President Trump has also suggested that the U.S. needs to take back the Panama Canal, arguing that it's now effectively run by China. Now, in recent years, Panama has been increasing ties with China, and China has increasingly sort of invested in ports and terminals surrounding the Panama Canal. Panama's president, however, Jose Raul Molino, has come out to dispute these claims. He said that, quote, "There is absolutely no Chinese interference nor involvement in anything to do with the Panama Canal." Panama has also gone on to file a formal complaint with the United Nations over Trump's threats. Now, regardless of the extent to which President Trump's claims about Chinese involvement are true, President Trump is correct in saying that many Americans lost their lives building the Panama Canal, and that is sort of the justification, and he's certainly intent on taking it back. Coming out of this inauguration, Donald Trump has momentum, and he's made acquiring Greenland and the Panama Canal foreign policy priorities. If he were successful, it could be the largest land acquisition for the U.S. in American history, the second being the Louisiana Purchase. And with Greenland potentially having an independence referendum later this year, there certainly is a possibility that America will gain its largest territory yet. We'll wait and see what happens. Back to you over at LTV News.
On January 11th and 12th, LaSalle University welcomed students from 32 local high schools for the annual Blue and Gold Mock Trial Tournament. Now in its 15th year, the event helped students refine their legal skills ahead of regional and state competitions. Participants acted as attorneys and witnesses, debating both sides of simulated cases to showcase their critical thinking and courtroom abilities. Political science and economic professor Dr. Mark Thomas said, "The students' enthusiasm and willingness to engage in constructive debate exemplify the goals of mock trial and LaSallian values." LaSalle's Mock Trial Association organized the event, led by tournament director Patrick Malloy. He stated, "These high school students were talented and composed under pressure." Philadelphia's own Roman Catholic High School emerged as a champion, but all participants were celebrated for their participation and dedication. The tournament also served as fundraisers to support LaSalle's collegiate mock trial team.
LaSalle University reflected on a successful 2024, marked by significant achievements, the launch of the Be Known for More campaign, and the largest incoming undergraduate class in 4 years highlighted the university's growing reputation. LaSalle earned recognition in the national rankings, including top honors from salary earnings, social mobility, and return on investment. The 11th day of giving raised a record-breaking $1.4 million, surpassing $45 million in 4 years. New initiatives included the 30th anniversary of the BUSCA program, the launch of a sport management major, and an international partnership with De La Salle Medical and Health Sciences Institute. LaSalle also celebrated athletics milestones, and honored alumni for their contributions. Looking ahead, the university remains committed to empowering students and alumni to make impactful contributions. And that's all for the latest updates from campus. But don't go anywhere. Stay tuned for more updates from the City of Brotherly Love.
Do you know a veteran in need? Nation's Finest, through the VA's Supportive Services for Veteran Families program, helps veterans and their families struggling with rent, employment, and other housing-related costs. Today, Nation's Finest operates more than 30 locations in California, Arizona, and Nevada, helping thousands of veterans every year. Visit nationsfinest.org or call 1-833-468-9676. That's 1-833-468-9676.
We live in a country that incarcerates its own people more than any other nation in the world.
The individual can age out of crime. He or she, 9 times out of 10, is no longer thinking like he or she once thought when they were 18. This is a good time to have a second look for everyone. We have 50 years of data that proves to us emphatically that the old way of doing things no longer works.
It's hard to always know what's going on with your kids. The Talk They Hear You mobile app and Screen for Success tool can help. The mobile app shows you how to turn everyday situations into opportunities to talk with your kids about alcohol and other drugs. Screen for Success helps you find out if your child needs more support by asking about their health, wellness, and well-being. Keep your kids safe and healthy. Download the free Talk They Hear You mobile app and start using Screen for Success today.
Dear University of...
Thank you for your offer
to become student ID number 283471.
While I appreciate your desire
for my impeccable academic record,
I must decline the opportunity
to get a generic degree.
I've decided to tell my story.
To be a student,
not a statistic.
I wish you good luck in the future
as I embark on mine.
Welcome back to LTV News. There was some serious Eagles pride this weekend. On Saturday night, before the Eagles took on the Washington Commanders, fans enjoyed a spectacular drone show at the Philadelphia Museum of Art, starting at 7 p.m. They viewed 10 minutes of mesmerizing aerial displays lighting up the sky, featuring the iconic Eagles logo, Go Birds, and It's a Philly Thing in the air. But that's not all. Eagles mascot Swoop the drumline, and cheerleaders were on hand to amp up the excitement. This event was a perfect way to show support for the team before Sunday's big game. The best views were at Egan's Oval on the Benjamin Franklin Parkway. We hope there will be another unforgettable pregame celebration of all things Eagles for the Super Bowl.
SEPTA is investing $211 million in a new fare payment system, SEPTA Key 2.0, designed to be more reliable and user-friendly. Cubic Transportation Systems, the company behind the upgrade, will begin implementing the system immediately, with completion expected by 2029. SEPTA Key 2.0 will allow riders to pay using virtual key cards, replacing the current physical cards. This system will also improve SEPTA's website, mobile app, and call center. The upgrade aims to enhance convenience for riders, boost ridership, and increase revenue, ensuring Philadelphia's transit system remains modern and accessible for years to come.
Wildwood, New Jersey, a popular summer vacation spot for Philadelphians, is upgrading security along its famous boardwalk to ensure visitors' safety. Starting next summer, the city will install bollards or safety barriers to prevent unauthorized vehicles from entering the area, protecting against vehicle ramming attacks. In addition to the bollards, new lighting and surveillance cameras will be added along the boardwalk from 26th Street to Burke Avenue. The initiative, developed with input from local and state police, aims to deter potential threats and enhance public safety. These upgrades come after past incidents, including a fatal crash during the 2022 H2OI car rally. With these new measures, hopefully people will stay safe, have fun, and enjoy the hot summer days in the Wildwoods.
Sonny's Cocktail Joint, a beloved South Philly street bar, has officially reopened after a fire forced its closure nearly 3 years ago. Owners Chris and Heather, who also run Grace and Proper and Bella Vista, have added pizza to the menu and a pool table to the space. The 2,500 square foot bar, which still maintains much of its original charm, now offers a mix of draft cocktails, beers, and unique dishes like buffalo blue cheese shrimp and smash burgers. Despite facing challenges with insurance and rebuilding, the couple has brought Sonny's back with hard work and dedication. They also plan to reopen their wine dive location and expand in the future. Sonny's is now open from 5 p.m. to 1 a.m. Wednesday through Sunday.
Eagles fans who missed out on the limited edition collectible pints of snow from the team's divisional playoff win over the Rams can still find meaningful ways to spend $50. The 100 pints, preserved from Lincoln Financial Field and sold for $50 each, sold out within hours. While the snow might have been a unique keepsake, fans can make a more lasting impact by donating to causes like the Eagles Autism Foundation, which funds research and care programs for autism, or contributing to wildlife relief efforts in Los Angeles. Additionally, fans can adopt a pet through the Eagles' partnership with local shelters, where adoption fees are waived for the duration of the team's playoff run.
Philadelphia City Council is revisiting the controversial soda tax 8 years after it was implemented. The 1.5 cents per ounce fee on sugary drinks, including soda and some energy drinks, has sparked renewed debate. Councilmember Jim Harity raised concerns after hearing from a local soda drinker who saw prices soar from 99 cents to $5 for a 2-liter soda bottle. Supporters argue the tax has helped fund over $480 million for children's programs and improved city recreation centers. However, opponents claim it has driven residents out of the city to avoid the extra costs. No date has been set for review of the tax. Well, that's about all for the updates we have done for Philly. But don't go anywhere, as we will be covering world news right after this break.
Well, I'm headed to Michael's Air Force Academy graduation. Since I'm a real ID, we'll give Michael our best. I'll just be here.
Be your Real ID self today. To learn how, visit tsa.gov/realid or your local DMV.
When a child in your life requires intensive care, their health fragile, their condition complex, Certified acute care pediatric and neonatal nurse practitioners will give you the information and support you need to make the best decisions for your child, while providing the critical care your child needs. Trained to diagnose and manage life-threatening conditions and emergencies, they are trained to make a difference. Learn why at certifiednurses.org.
We put our trust in professionals with years of training to help us lead healthy lives. We rely on them to do their jobs with diligence and dedication, because if they don't, our lives are on the line. Clean water is essential to survive. 98% of fresh water lies underground, which must be accessed by trained groundwater professionals. One trained groundwater professional can ensure the health of an entire community. Don't take clean water for granted. Learn how to protect our water at groundwater.okstate.edu.
Children exposed to poor air quality have smaller lungs and higher rates of asthma than children with good air quality. IQ Air Foundation is working to change this, providing filtration technology to school children with poor air quality through the Clean Air for Kids program, helping kids to breathe over 90% cleaner air indoors, removing barriers to learning, reducing sick days, and increasing test scores. This is all key to environmental and climate justice. Find out how you can help at IQAirFoundation.org.
Welcome back to LTV News. A family in Altadena, California is celebrating after their 100-pound pet tortoise, Rocky, was found safe following the Eaton fire. The family had lost their home in the fire and had tried multiple times to return the search for Rocky, but were blocked due to gas leaks. On January 9th, a deputy from the San Dimas Sheriff's Station found Rocky in her burrow, about 3 feet deep and 6 to 8 inches long. The video posted on Instagram shows the deputy carrying Rocky to safety. The family is overjoyed to have their beloved pet back after the devastating fire.
A lonely ocean sunfish at Kaikyokan Aquarium in Japan sparked concern after it stopped eating and began rubbing its body against the tank during renovations. The 30-plus kilogram fish's strange behavior led to staff to suspect it was suffering from parasites or digestive issues. However, a staff member suggested the fish might be lonely due to the absence of visitors. In a playful experiment, the aquarium attached staff uniforms and cardboard cutouts of their faces to the tank the next day. The sunfish was back to good health. The aquarium, set to reopen this summer, hopes visitors will wave to the fish once again.
Denmark has successfully reduced coffee cup waste within its initiative, where 750,000 reusable cups have been returned since its launch 3 years ago. The project, in collaboration with Reusable and Tamara, encourages consumers to return coffee cups to vending machine-like depositories around the city for a 70-cent rebate. With 45% of the city's waste originating from takeaway packaging, they aim to tackle their issue. By 2024, the program has saved 14 metric tons of plastic, with a return of 88%. The city hopes to reach 1.5 million cup returns in the near future.
In a groundbreaking discovery, researchers have uncovered evidence that Stone Age humans created a 3D map of their territory in a cave in France. Carved into the cave floor, the map features grooves and indentations representing rivers and gullies, accurately depicting a low-lying river system in the Essonne department. This 13,000-year-old map predates the previously oldest known map by 10,000 years. Found in the Segnole 3 rock shelter, the map is linked to artistic engravings of female horses, suggesting a deep connection between the natural world and early human life. This discovery offers valuable insight into the capabilities of our ancestors.
A remarkable discovery has been made in Vilnius, where crowns, jewels, and scepter belonging to the royal member of the former Poland-Lithuania Commonwealth were found hidden behind loose stones under the city's cathedral. The artifacts, believed to have been safeguarded before World War II, are described as priceless historical treasures and symbolize the close union between Poland and Lithuania. The hunt for the treasures began a decade ago when the Archdiocese of Lithuania knew the items were hidden, but not where. In October 2024, specialists from the Palace of the Grand Dukes of Lithuania Museum used endoscopic cameras to locate the items. which were found behind medieval stonework under a staircase. Among the discoveries was the funerary crown of Alexander, King of Poland and Grand Duke of Lithuania, crafted for his eventual burial. This find is a testament to Lithuania's rich historical and craftsmanship.
Nearly 6-foot-long sturgeon, nicknamed Stanley, was rescued from a backyard pond in Bradford-on-Avon, England. After growing from just 6 inches to a massive 5 feet 8 inches over 25 years, the Parker family originally placed Stanley in an 11 by 10 foot garden pond where he was a tiny fish. But as he grew, they realized the pond was no longer suitable. Fish expert Steve Aldrich, owner of Gloucester Koi Rescue, traveled 40 miles to safely remove Stanley. The sturgeon was transported to a private manor house where he now enjoys a much larger home. The Parker family joked that he moved from a one-room apartment to a mansion.
Well, that's a wrap for today's episode of LTV News. I'm Mike Adradis, and thank you for kicking off the year with us. We appreciate you tuning in and sharing this journey with us. Stay with us for more stories that matter to our community. Until next time, take care and go Eagles.
That's all for today's episode of LTV News. I'm Nathan Gray, and I'm glad you could join us. Be sure to catch us next time for more important stories from our campus, community, and city. Until then, stay safe.